public comment.
Stephen Backman.
Read, it's a lot easier for me. My name is Stephen Backman. I live at 329 Burkhardt Court. As I do every weekend before a village council meeting, I download the meeting agenda and supporting documents to see if there is a good reason for me to attend. To my surprise, I see 10 $2,000 payments going to GPG Strategies. A lobbyist once paid $2,000 a month by our village from August of 2019 until August of 2023. Thank goodness the payments were stopped last year by concerned village commissioners because there was no evidence, reports, or summaries of any work having been done by GPG for 4 years. May I remind you, all that was paid at the taxpayer's expense. Mayor Hoskins insisted GPG was working hard for the people and promised a full report of GPG's services was forthcoming and payments could resume. But no meaningful report was ever produced and the issue died, especially when last November the Forest Park Review discovered that Mayor Hoskins was privately coaching the lobbyist on what to write in the report to satisfy the legitimate scrutiny by the council. That was then. This is now. Looking at the 10 payments, I see that the first one is dated August 2023, the second September 2023, and they continue all the way up to this month, June 2024. 10 months. Looks like GPG was picking up right where they left off last year. My immediate instinct was that something shady is going on here. Someone is trying to pull a fast one. But then I thought maybe something really good, really beneficial to the village is happening, and I should be more open-minded. Searching for a change, my first step was to FOIA request all the GPG documents and accomplishments produced since my last request last July. But because of the weekend, the clerk did not receive my request until this morning, so I may not learn of any of those changes for a couple days. But then I got to thinking maybe GPG completely reinvented themselves to be a bigger, better, bolder provider of services. So I went to their website, and surprise, nothing changed, nothing. It is still a single page with only a form on it to fill out if you want to contact them. That's it. Wait a minute, yes, I remember there's a hot link in the upper right-hand corner of the web page that goes right to GPG's LinkedIn page, and surprise, no changes here either, nothing. I sure hope that these web pages are not a prediction of what I will be getting from my records request. I sure hope that we taxpayers are not shelling out another $20,000 for nothing. Oh, these are the web pages and the LinkedIn site, pretty basic.
Thank you, Mr. Beckman. We are on to bills by resolution. Madam Clerk, whenever you're ready.
Be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Forest Park, Cook County, Illinois, that we dispense with the reading of the individual bills inasmuch as each department head has approved and signed bills in the following aggregate amount for the respective departments. Refunds and allocations, $3,712.71. Public Affairs, $234,148.04. Police Department, $6,934.13. Community Center, $14,142.88. Council and Finance Clerk's Office, $24,183.31. Council and Finance Fire Department, $12,784.39. Department of Health and Safety, $16,709.46. Streets and Public Improvements, $5,445.53. Public Property, $50,789.13. Seizure, $393.06. Federal Customs, $4,259.10. TIF, $3,857. VIP, $10,279.99. Water Department, $212,931.24, for a total of $600,569.97.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, is there a motion to adopt the resolution on the bills?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Discussion?
I have a question. The GPG invoices. I recall about a year ago, this council had a discussion to hold off on utilizing their services and paying them until we received a comprehensive report and created a new contract. So I'm curious why we're seeing these and why we're seeing them all at once right now.
So you and I had this same discussion yesterday, and I'll say again, we're going to satisfy the invoices because the firm has continued to provide service. The governor has recently signed a budget. It was signed June 5th. Forest Park is included in the budget in a number of places. And in my opinion, we're going to need a consultant to help us recoup some of those funds that we'll have the opportunity to go after in the next few months. Additionally, there will be a new contract. The contract is not here tonight. I did tell you this yesterday, and yes, I did, and I've informed the council as well. And does that answer your question?
No, I have a couple more. The first thing I want to say is I'm a little uncomfortable having this conversation without our lawyer present because there are questions that I would like to ask him and he's not here. So I just wanted that on the record. And originally we hired GPG as our lobbyist, correct?
They're a consultant.
But you said they just
They're a consultant, Commissioner.
lobbied the governor to include us in the bill? Like when did that change?
Commissioner, we're going to vote on whether or not to pay bills. There'll be another discussion about the vendor itself. So on this one, you can either vote to pay the bills or not vote to pay the bills.
Well, I think since after our last conversation, we never heard anything after that. It was generally understood that they were going to be told that there would not be any more payments until we had a new contract and we received a report. And none of that happened.
You received a report. You said it wasn't a report that you were looking for. We talked about this yesterday by phone. I'm going to end that discussion now. We're going to vote on whether to pay these bills. And then you'll have the opportunity to vote on the new contract for this vendor.
I move to amend the bills. I move to remove the GPG invoices from the bills.
There's a motion by Commissioner Vogt to remove one vendor's contract. Is there a second? Okay, that motion dies for lack of a second, Commissioner. Madam Clerk? Commissioner Maxson, go ahead.
I just have a couple comments on this as well. I hope that's okay before we vote. I don't recall us, I recall us at the time questioning the fact that we had never received a report. We did receive a report after that. I don't recall us saying this was contingent on us establishing a new contract at the time. So we did get the report that we asked for, but what we as a council failed to do was then direct staff on what the next step was. We kind of just let it go from there. We got the report. I don't know if any of you had individual conversations with any of our, experienced staff about what should happen next, but I know I didn't. So if anyone, kind of let the ball drop, I think it's us as a council for saying we want this report, but then never doing anything with it, never telling staff, here's what we want you to do next. As a result, we kept getting billed, because we never said, stop the billing. We did say stop the billing until we get the report, and then we got the report, so the billing kept going. So at this point, we need to close out the fiscal year. We have these bills we have to pay for services that were rendered, that we never said, stop your services. Well, we said unless we get the report, which we got. And so I feel like because of that, we have to pay these invoices now because we never directed the work to stop. I'm glad, I know that we've talked, Mayor, about getting a new contract in place with GPG, which I think is essential. There's specific things I would like to see. This is probably not the right time to talk about that. If it is, I can share that with you now. But otherwise, you know, that can be a conversation we'll have at another time. And that is all I want to say. Thank you.
I would like to respond to that.
Thank you, Commissioner Maxim. Do you have anything, Commissioner Rogova? No, Rogova?
I think everything's been said as to where I am with that. So.
Thanks. Madam Clerk, we'll go ahead and take the vote on the resolution on the bills.
Need to respond to that?
We're done with this topic, Commissioner.
Oh
Madam
my,
Clerk.
oh my.
Commissioner Maxim?
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovin?
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt?
No.
Mayor Hoskins?
Aye.
I'm not clear. This is resolution R-49-24. Watch for announcements on that coming up next month. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Mellon Rogova. Commissioner Vogt.
I will echo your thank yous to Public Works. The summer is always more difficult for them with all the events going on, and they always do a great job setting up and keeping things running smoothly. I'd also like to go on the record saying that we did receive a black and white photocopied PowerPoint presentation, and when I asked Rachel Entler where it came from, she said she did not know, and I said that it was not the report that I was expecting. So I did reach out and say that I expected something that actually had concrete information about services provided. And at that meeting a year ago, Commissioner Maxham did agree with me, and you said moving forward, we should set more detail, and that did not happen. I guess that's not a direct directive. And Commissioner Mellon Rogovin did say, when we renew a contract, we can specify, again, implying that none of this would go forward until we had a contract in place. I guess we've learned a lesson to be a little bit more specific. I will say that it's unfortunate to hold all of the other bills to be paid hostage by these. It's unfair to ask us to approve something, and I don't know how any of us can in good conscience when we don't have any information to back it up. It's fine if someone wants to hire somebody to have them meet high-level people or make connections, and they want to pay for that out of their own pocket and not say anything about it. That's great. But we have a fiduciary duty to the taxpayers when we're spending taxpayer money to be able to tell them how we're spending it. So if there's high-level meetings, if there's conversations, if there's phone calls, if there's discussion about Forest Park, we should be coming back to them and saying, this retainer is paying for that, and we can't do that. So to sit here and approve $20,000 tonight without any of that is irresponsible at the least. We have asked for this, and it's not difficult. Whether it's a lobbyist or a consultant, our consultants provide us records of hours worked and on what subjects, and they give presentations. Not everyone has to do it the same way, but we need some accountability, and we're not getting it. It's irresponsible use of taxpayer money.
Thank you for your input, Commissioner Vogt.